But that has shifted in a big way, with buyers now holding most of the cards. Joining us now is Burr with TTR Sotheby's International Realty. Corey, thanks so much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
All right, I know it's ever changing, but right now, what do you see in the market, and what are the factors you believe have caused the changes?
Well, I think there's great relief that the shutdown is over, and I think we're going to have a little bit of a relief rally as a lot of buyers who had been standing on the sidelines during this tumultuous 45-day period are entering the market again in all price ranges. And I think that even though there were parts of this year that were very difficult with DOGE and with the tariff policy going back to the springtime, we're seeing more strength in the fall market, and I think that's going to continue into the holidays and into next year.
It's interesting you bring up the government shutdown, because that really was not top of mind when it comes to buying houses. I mean, you know, people were worried about their paychecks, worried about if they, how long they'd be without a job. But the housing market, you saw a difference there.
Well, things got slow for a while when the shutdown took place. And so much of real estate purchasing is a confidence decision. And when people don't have confidence that the federal government is going to function properly, they just decide to wait. And so it's caused a lot of angst on the part of sellers who aren't getting the prices that they were expecting. And the buyers think that they can go in with very low offers. What's going to happen, though, is those buyers who are waiting are going to end up seeing a lot of activity very quickly in houses that had been on the market with some perhaps price reductions. They're going to start going under contract, and then a lot of buyers are going to start jumping back into the market.
Okay, so maybe some buyers have pulled out and waited for a little bit of a shift, which sounds like it's happening now.
Yes, I think so. We really want interest rates to continue to go down. We're right around 6% right now, which is the lowest in the last year. So a lot of the conditions are very conducive for buyers right now. The inventory in Washington itself is at a 5-year high. The days on the market is 47 in DC proper, and that's the highest in the last 5 years as well. So it's a much different purchasing process for buyers right now. And those who have the confidence in the future and who have a sense that they've got confidence that they're going to stay in the area for the next 3 to 5 years, this is really the most ideal time to buy since the beginning of the pandemic.
So we're talking about confidence in a lot of things here. One thing that I've heard from many homeowners is that they don't want to sell because they themselves have low interest mortgages, which they got probably during the pandemic. The Trump administration is now considering something called a portable mortgage, which would allow a homeowner to transfer their current rate to a new purchase. Can you explain that a little bit?
So essentially, yes, so many people have locked in a 30-year fixed during the pandemic in the upper 2s or the 3s or the 4s. And the thought of losing that mortgage to go buy another property and be around the 5.5 range for an ARM or a 6% range for a 30-year fixed is just not very appealing. So those people aren't conducting house purchases the way that they typically have. This portable idea, I really applaud the administration and the government for investigating any idea that will help real estate and our economy. So this portable idea, from what I understand it's still very early and there's a lot of things that need to be worked out. But one would be able to apply this existing mortgage to a new property. The only problem I see with it is if somebody is going to, say, sell a $500,000 property and they've got a $400,000 mortgage and they want to buy up to a little bit bigger house, let's say for $600,000, that's a gap between the $400,000 existing mortgage and the $600,000 purchase. So they're going to have to come up with a way to get that down payment of $200,000, or there's going to have to be a market for second mortgages to make up that gap.
Interesting. So they'd have to come with cash in hand or that second mortgage to make up that difference.
That's the way that I am initially seeing it right now. But again, the current environment is very difficult for first-time buyers, and local and state governments have gotten their foot in the door of real estate transactions for decades, and they've made the the cost for transacting real estate extremely expensive. Really, they should back off and they should lower transfer and recordation charges. They should provide tax abatement for a year or two for first-time buyers. And then I think we'll get this home ownership rate, which is sadly only in the mid 60s for our country. It should be much higher than that because people would really like to own property rather than rent. But if these governments stay very tough in their policies, we run the risk that we're going to become a country of renters with investors owning all these properties. And I don't think that that's what our country wants.
This week on 7 News, we had 2 reporters. We had our Brad Bell and our Nick Binock look into the housing market when it comes to Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. And some shocking news is that first-time home owners, that average age is going up. So we're talking about 40, 50 years old. Is that surprising?
Well, it's terribly disappointing. It's not surprising. Our region has become so expensive. And as I just mentioned, these transaction costs to get your foot in the door for a first-time buyer are so expensive. Even with a myriad of programs for first-time buyers, it doesn't have enough of an enticement for people to get on the first rung of the real estate ladder. Once people experience the joy and the great lifestyle of owning their own property, they typically stay with owning real estate the rest of their lives. But the fact that we've gone from the median price sort of in the low 30s several decades ago to more into the 40 to 45 year age now, it's just a very disappointing aspect of our marketplace in the region.
And when it comes to renting, again, speaking with people in the newsroom who are coming upon a lease, they're seeing those prices increase significantly to stay where they are.
Well, that's true. Landlords are taking every opportunity to increase rents around the region. But amazingly, nationwide, rents are subsiding a little bit. And the rental cost makes up a big part of the consumer price index that we get every month from the federal government, except perhaps this last month, because of the shutdown, we might not get it. But having moderating rent is really going to help keep moderate consumer prices, and that hopefully will give the Fed more ammunition to reduce their Fed funds rate.
All right, well, we will stay on top of that. Corey Burr, thank you so much for your insight when it comes to the housing market in the DMV.